What's up, people? It is the CBC Wizdumb Hour, number 178 for August 30th, Tuesday, 2022. I'm Steve Witchell in New Orleans.
I'm Tony Bartlett, coming to you from New Jersey. What's
Oh,
happening?
yes.
Yes. What's
Got a
up?
good, nice DJ voice there going.
I feel like it's been episode 178 for like 3 episodes now.
No, the 70s are
All
coming
right.
in slow.
Yeah, they are. They're slow.
But hey, look who's here. It's Chunk.
What's up, Chonk?
Yes.
I like
He
the
told me he was going to join, and he said he didn't even think we were doing it anymore.
And here he is. See, he's out of touch.
Here he is. Now he's in touch. You know, he's a busy guy. He's
I think
very
we're
important.
doing it anymore. Check
He's-
178 episodes, Chonk.
He's doing a record. He's going to be ready soon. He's recording some stuff in his house. It's great. I can't wait to hear it.
Awesome.
All right, so we are streaming live right now on the Cover Band Central Facebook page, in the group on Facebook, and also on our YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. There is a link in the description. Please click that link and hit subscribe so you know when we're going live. You check out all our other stuff and stuff. If you're in here watching live right now, come on in and say hello. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're from, and we will say hello back and talk about where you're from if we know anything about it.
Maybe we might.
We might, Rabbit.
If we feel so inclined, Steve, we can do that.
I think we'll feel inclined. I always do. I always like knowing where in the world we're reaching on this fabulous World Wide Web. Are you good there?
I'm good.
You look like you're making some mic adjustments.
I am making some adjustments. There we go.
Okay.
Much more gooder, Steve. I'm set.
Good. Front and center.
Front and center.
Maryland's in Iowa. Looks like she's hanging out with some football players.
Yeah.
They look like Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms, but I can't tell. That would be weird in Iowa, though. Although it's not too far from western Pennsylvania.
Well, they're certainly not Slipknot people.
Also in Iowa is John Wicker. And he's got his name on his shirt. The man, the myth, the legend.
I like that, Wicker.
Wicker. Tamika in Houston.
Austin.
Karen in Winnipeg. Slurpee capital of the world, she says.
Wow. A lot of 7-Elevens up there.
I guess so. I had a frozen lemonade from Popeyes today, and it was not good.
No?
No. It was just not good.
Now you know not to go buy frozen lemon things from Popeyes.
I didn't exactly buy it, so there's a whole story, and I'm not going to tell it here, but I'll tell you later. Bev said, "Where are you guys?"
If you or your friend have a problem with shoplifting, please call 1-800.
No, I didn't shoplift it either. You'll never guess.
It'd be kind of hard to shoplift the lemonade.
I know.
Unless you were like, hang on, I'll be right back. My wallet's in the car.
Right. Bev asked where we are, and we did say it at the top, but I am
We
in
are here, Bev. We are here.
Yes, and I'm in New Orleans, and Tony's in New Jersey.
Yes, I am.
Michael said we suck, so cool. Thank you, Michael.
Awesome.
We do suck at some things. Chonk's in Memphis, birthplace of rock and roll. Jay is on the wrong channel here. He said go Hawks, so I don't even know what that's about. Peggy's in Lake Fork, Texas. Benjamin in Georgia. So far, nobody overseas yet. They usually come in.
Not yet,
though.
but they will be.
Yeah, we got Philippines, we got Australia, we got lots of UK. Alaska, all right, that's getting closer.
South Africa.
Peggy is best friend in Kerrville, Stevie Ray Vaughan cousin. Is she saying she is Stevie Ray Vaughan's cousin?
Her best friend.
Her best friend is?
Kerrville, I think is. That's what she's saying.
Okay. Here we go. Judith is watching from Japan.
Wow.
How about that?
It's pretty far-reaching. I don't think we've had one from Japan in a while.
I'm getting these spam things every friggin' time. I gotta block this guy now.
Block him, man.
Block user.
Is that the You Suck guy?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
You never know.
He might think we suck too. I don't know.
It's okay.
Donna's in Virginia.
Can't please everybody.
You can't. See, India. There we go.
Yeah.
You cush.
We've got a very eclectic bunch tonight, Steve. We got viewers from all over the world. This is great.
We sure do. In April in New Jersey, where you are, Tony. Do you know? Do you know April Martina
No,
Wilson?
New Jersey. Well, I know she's probably a great person because she's from New Jersey. So.
Yeah. Canada's across the lake. Does that count? Said Dave.
Sure.
No. It's not really overseas.
We always have differing opinions here, Steve. Sure, if you want it to be overseas, sure. It's not really overseas, though, because it's still connected to the same
It's a
land.
lake. It's not over a sea. So it's over lake.
But now, what if there was a river running between Canada and the United States, like the entire length, like all the way down from, Great Lakes all the way through to past Alaska there? Would that be then considered overseas?
No, it's over lake. Or over river.
So what denotes a lake versus
If it's in an ocean.
overseas? But some of the Great
You
Lakes
know what I
are
mean.
big. Like those could be considered seas. If you woke up on a raft in the middle of the Great Lakes, you might think you're out at sea somewhere because you couldn't see land. You'd be scared. You'd think that your friends pranked you, put you out on a raft in the middle of nowhere land. You could be out in the Indian Ocean for all you know.
You could be. Well, I would say taste the water. And then you know if you're in an ocean.
Yeah,
Taste the water.
if you're bold enough to do so.
Yeah, why not?
Could be in the Hudson River for all you know. Then that wouldn't be a good idea.
Don't taste that water. Lee's in Vegas, but lives in Tennessee. So,
Okay, we could forgive that.
yes. Judith said, "Good day, sirs."
Yes, Judith from Japan.
Maybe she was. Time Machine is back from Green Bay, Wisconsin. What's up, Time
Time
Machine?
Machine boys.
Time Machine likes to hang out. So, did I talk about my new gig? No, I haven't.
No, but before you do, Steve,
Well,
let's go back to episode 174, I think, where we talked about you being gigless, and I predicted that you would have a gig very soon.
yes.
So do tell.
Yeah, I'll be playing starting this Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoons on Bourbon Street, 1 to 6.
Wow, that's a new change of pace.
It is, and it's a club called Bourbon Bandstand. Anybody wants to drop by that's in New Orleans.
BB, for those in the know.
Actually, it used to be called the Bourbon Street Balcony Club and was known affectionately as BBC. So now it is just BB.
Much like BB King.
Right.
Cool.
That's with the old crew, the old gang from Crazy Corner, same band, essentially.
Awesome.
We're going to have a couple different singers coming in, I believe. I'm not crazy psyched about it. Yeah,
Why not?
because it's during the day,
Yeah.
and I prefer to play at night. During the day in New Orleans, the city of New Orleans, is much more difficult to park. So, and parking is when I'm having to bring gear in, and I can't park anywhere.
Yeah, man, you're talking to the wrong guy about bringing gear in.
Right.
You double park right there, dude. You just park, put your hazards on,
it's
start
on-
unload.
I might be able to do that. It's on because it's early and it's on Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street's open to traffic during the day.
Yeah.
But still, it's loading. I just don't want to do any of that.
You may really enjoy it, dude. You have your nights free. You can meander around the streets and go visit your cronies and go sit in at some other clubs and visit your friends that are playing out on the strip, which you probably don't get a chance to do. You'll already be there.
I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Yeah. But
Kristen-
you might want to one night, maybe.
All right, Kristen asked who we are, and now she says, seriously, who are you? Interested. And I don't know if she's talking to us or talking to somebody else, but Kristen,
She's talking to one of the other viewers that commented earlier, like, I just need to know who that guy is from Iowa with
she
the
might be.
legend shirt.
But okay, so Kristen, here are our names. Those are our names. I am the founder of Cover Band Central. I'm the one that started the whole shebang. Tony is a drummer, very good friend of mine for a long time, and we have been doing this for several years.
Yes,
this
believe it or not,
thing.
many
Yes.
years.
Yes.
But we are all things music. Wizdumb Hour was inspired from when I used to teach drums during the week, and I would drive home and I would call Steve and we would reminisce and talk about nonsensical things, which turned into some very interesting conversations, which we then developed into more conversations as we had time on the road, whether we were going to gigs or traveling to and from. And we used to say, man, I feel like when we leave our conversations, I'm that much more inspired and smarter, sometimes dumber. So we figured, wisdom is DUMB. So we're here to impart wisdom for whatever that may be worth,
Well said.
you know?
Well
And we
said.
have, collectively, between the two of us, many, many, many years of cover band and musical experience. We both played on albums. We played professionally. We teach. We do all kinds of things musical. Steve is the cover band central guru, and I am his comedy central sidekick here for entertainment purposes. So
There you
Steve delivers the wisdom, and I bring the laughter.
No, I think it's the other way around. I think you bring the wisdom and I just bring the dumb. That's it.
I think together, Steve, we're an unstoppable force.
There you go. Chong said to go ampless, and I definitely would like to do that if there was a whole good monitor set up there. And
I've been ampless for years, tell him. I've been ampless most of my career.
I want to be pushing air on stage. I just want next to drums, acoustic drums. I want to have, you know.
It definitely is a better stage mix, though, if people do go direct and you have in-ears and you get a good sound guy.
We do not have in-ears.
Yeah. No, I said if you did have.
If we did, if we had in-ears, I would absolutely go ampless.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not an option. I think I could find out. We'll see what happens. But that's not the only issue. It's that it's day. I know, like my schedule, the way I normally live life. I'm up in the mid to late mornings usually, and I do my things, a couple hours, cover band central things, and eat breakfast, whatever. I have my routine, and then I'll go about my day and do other things that I need to do. But now I'm gonna have to do that and then go right to this gig,
Yeah.
and then it's over at 6, which means I'm not home till 7, and that's my day's shot. That's it. My entire day. I mean, I could do some other work. I don't want to go hanging around Bourbon Street, man. It's when I'm not playing, the thrill is gone for that. I've been here 12 years.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean like the allure of Bourbon Street to go out and have a drink and be on Bourbon Street to be like, yeah, I'm on Bourbon Street. Like
Right.
you said, that's kind of old hat. But enough people playing on the Strip where you could walk into any one of a dozen clubs and see pals of yours on stage, and maybe they're guys you haven't seen in a while or haven't played with in a while, and they'll invite you up, and you could just have a good experience.
Yeah.
But
I know who plays on the weekend, and not really anybody I want to go hang out and play with, except for one band, and I just played with them a whole weekend a couple weeks ago. So.
Well, you never know, Steve. You may want to play with people that you don't think you want to play with.
Not right now, I don't.
If you need a gig.
It's not. Cover Band Central is more of a priority right now than that.
Yeah.
It just has to be.
So maybe you have to change your morning routine for those 3 days and embrace a new routine and see how it works out for you. Like on those 3 days, make a separate event schedule for yourself,
I could do that. We'll see. But the other thing is, it's football season is starting, and now I'm going to be working Sunday afternoons during football season. I don't like that. It's a very important time of year for me, Tony.
I understand. But you'll have off during the week, Steve, so you can watch the replays and catch up on, just not watch it on Sunday.
Kristen keeps asking, did we not explain this well? No, we're not a band. I'm not sure what she's asking about.
I know. So here's what it is. So what you are watching right now is the Wizdumb Hour podcast, which is brought to you by Cover Band Central. Cover Band Central is a gigantic, huge ambassador of music, a global ambassador of music website and group that you can join. It's free. You can sign up for you, your friend, or both, right?
Right.
And it allows you access to 400,000 or 500,000 musicians across the globe who can network with. You can post things. You can investigate, ask questions. It's a resource library for all kinds of information. Anything Cover Band Central or cover band music related, you can find there. So this podcast is a spin-off of Steve's entity known as Cover Band Central. which is sponsoring this podcast, which allows us to bring you the wisdom.
There you go. Well said once again. That is the synopsis. That is it.
So Steve and I, as your hosts, have been playing music for over 40 years each. Collectively, over 80 years we have of all kinds of hijinks, stories, information, tidbits of experience and knowledge that we like to share. Sometimes in brevity, sometimes in long-winded comical explanations, but one way or the other, it gets to you.
Okay, she got it.
Right. Gotcha.
Excellent. Well done, Tony. Well done.
Yes.
All right. So, but I'm doing it. I'm going to go do it. I'm not sure, like, because the songs you're playing during the day are somewhat different than the songs you play at night. So
that's a good question. How does that affect that, Steve? What would the set list for a daytime gig be radically different from a nighttime gig? In what regard would you say?
I would say you don't play the heavier songs during the day. So no.
You think people don't want to rock out to heavy songs during the day? It's Bourbon Street. It's Friday afternoon.
I know.
I'm off from work. I'm in the bar. I'm drinking. I'm with my friends. The day's over for me. I'm out. I'm out and about.
Maybe. We'll see. I just think of day songs as more laid back, a little
like
bit
Sheryl
more.
Crow. All I want to do is have some fun. Right. Those type of songs, not like Enter Sandman or anything.
Right. So.
Well, maybe you try to mix it up a little bit, Steve, and throw some of those gems.
We'll see. And I'm going to have to know because Jason wants me to call on the show. So I'm like.
Excellent. So have you alerted the rest of the band to the fact that it's going to be a different set list than they're accustomed to playing?
No. I mean, I just talked to Jason today about it, about the whole songs list and who's going to be singing. And he's like, well, we're going to be using this guy and this guy and then maybe this girl too. So I don't have, I have a song list for one of those people. I don't have them for the other two. So, but yeah, Christy agrees with you. Mix it up.
Yeah.
Leo's
Why
in
not?
St. Cloud. Welcome back, Leo.
Hey, Leo. Good to see you, pal.
All right. Here's another one of these spam.
Listen, I think you'll find out relatively quickly once you get into it what, you may have to call some audibles, right?
I will probably have to call some audibles. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out as I go. Which I've done many, many times. But it's like, it's work, It's like, I don't need this pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
No
I pressure, Steve. Just do what you love.
I don't even want to play this gig. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
I'll get back.
I think you should do it, and then with an open mind, and then see, after you're into it, cast judgment on it after that.
I'll report back next week and see how it goes.
Report back your findings, Steve.
Yes, that's what I will do.
Because if you make up your mind that you're thoroughly going to enjoy something before you do it, chances are you're probably going to enjoy it.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So, the topic I chose, I
go.
can't believe I didn't open this yet. Oh, hang on. Did we talk about your playing thing? What's going on? Did you play this past week?
I did not. I played. We talked about it. I played last weekend. Okay. I told you about the girls turning the video camera off and putting it against the wall.
Right.
Then I did not play. I am playing this weekend, though. And then I am also playing next weekend. I'm playing the next 3 weekends, pretty much.
Very good. All right.
Yeah. All outdoor gigs, too, so it should be a lot of fun.
All right. So the topic I chose, I put in the subject of the title. Wait, because this is delayed. So Scott Hassan, we do our sets accordingly to the feel of the crowd after we get set up and mingle. Mind spell ban on Facebook. Yeah, I mean that's that's the standard practice on Bourbon Street. Nobody has a set list, and we just call songs as we go. That is just how it's been there, and that's how I do it. So there's, so I'm very used to it. And
is that how it's always been, though? You guys never have set lists, really? You
never
just call
had
them
set
out?
lists, never. I tried it when I was running a band, and I thought it worked well, but nobody wants to put in that much work, and you do end up having to call audibles based on the crowd, what's going on, requests. But I'm going to go back into the using the request apps and taking tips and taking money that way. So I'll talk more about that too as I'm doing it. So I like that. I would love a band where it's all request. It's nothing but request. That would be a fun band to play in. Because this way you're challenged. You got to be on your toes. You got to know a lot of songs.
That would almost be like the dueling piano players.
Right. Exactly.
Where you just send up your money with your request, and between the two of them, they got to figure it out.
Right. Speaking of the dueling piano,
but they do have a little bit of time, if I recall, right? Like the one guy said, you could look it up on YouTube, or if you had a break and you didn't really know the song, you could,
Yes, ish. I mean, if it's something that's if you get a break and you get a chance to go listen to a song and learn it, then you can. But for the most part, you just have to be.
Yeah, but I mean, for dueling piano players, it's like if you and me both played piano and we knew, 250 songs each, and we were pretty prolific, we could probably get through it. If I didn't know the song, but you did, But with the band, right? You got maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 people in there.
Right.
The chances of everyone knowing every song that they request is going to be tough. So you're going to have to, like I said, make some concessions. But if the singer doesn't know it, you could pull up lyrics real quick and just sing your way through it.
Which is what.
Melody. But if you're, as a bass player, have no idea what the song is, it would be hard for you to fake it, I think.
I've always had, if it's in my head, if I heard it before and somebody else in the band knows it, that plays an instrument with notes, like the guitar player or key player, not that drums don't have notes, but you know what I mean. Then generally I can get through it. But like Chong said, do cover band karaoke, which is great. That's a great, I would love to do that. And I've probably talked about it before. All right. So anyway, I put in the subject 0 talent is what I put in there, and the description is about you need skills to do certain things. You need to be somewhat prolific at your craft. But there are a lot of things that take 0 talent that will lend themselves well to you doing well in the music business. And it's not quite Stump the Drummer, but I'll let you, because you haven't seen this list. And I'll tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things on this list. A nice even 10. So I'm willing to bet that you're going to get a lot of these. Without having seen this list. We did not share this list, right?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have not seen it, right?
I seriously have not. I think you have a high level of confidence that I'll get a lot of them, unless they're kind of obvious things that you and I might gravitate to.
And we'll let the audience play along too. So anybody that's watching, if you want to guess, as a musician working in a band, working with other people, and it doesn't have to be a cover band. And actually, most of this, if not all of these, are things that you can do in any job and not need any talent to do these and make them lead to your success in whatever it is you're doing. So, are we clear on this, Tony?
We're clear.
You got it?
So I would say,
okay.
Show up
just
on
do
time.
one. No. Whoa, slow down.
I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna do 10 right now.
No. We have an hour to fill, Tony.
I got all 10. No, we only have really 34 minutes left. But
still,
I have all 10 in my mind right now. I can tell them right now. Ready, go.
Okay, no, just one at a time.
Okay.
Because we want the audience to play along too.
Understood. I was just teasing you.
Okay. So if you have an idea, if you're watching this or listening, what you think should be on this list, then you have it. But go ahead. What was your first thing?
Come prepared. Be prepared. Know your parts. Know your music. Show up ready to play.
That's right.
All right. How about?
That took me a minute to get there. But let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that with our CBC audience.
Yes, being prepared. What do you mean? So, in other words, when you come to a rehearsal or to an audition or to a gig, You should
Have
be
a pack of napkins or tissues in your pocket, so if the singer has a runny nose, you can quickly produce it. That's what I'm talking about, being
That's
prepared.
serious.
What are
prepared.
you talking about?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's
Okay,
just
here we go. All right, so
that is over
Kleenex.
prepared.
Yeah, that's
I
over
think
prepared.
that could be over prepared.
Or like your bass player breaks a string, which doesn't really happen, but the guitar player breaks a string, and voila, the drummer produces from his pack a pack of strings.
Just
What
like that.
What string you need there, buddy? I'll hook you right up. There you go.
Has
Forgot
the
your
right-
harmonica? Hang on, I got one of those too.
Has the right gauge and everything.
That's right. We're all hooked. Exactly.
Okay,
Brand,
so
whatever you need.
these are 10 things that take zero talent, and Jason said have backup gear, which is part of being prepared.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
And yes, regarding rehearsal, you come to rehearsal
Not to practice, right? Come to rehearse, not to practice.
to rehearse, not to practice.
Yep.
Yes, and lots of people jumping in. Dave said practice prior to rehearsal.
100%.
Chunk said don't get wasted. That is a given, but that's not on the list of 10 things that take zero talent.
It takes zero talent, but it might take a little bit of discipline if you're not used to that.
Know your tunes inside and out
Yep.
is part of being prepared. Okay, so Time Machine had another one. So what would be your next guess, Tony?
Well, just to close the first one, I would say part of being prepared too is to play to your ability all the time. You know, like bring it. When you come, you're not just there to go through the motions. You're there to be prepared and to bring it.
That's right.
All right, so what's next?
Be on time. Don't be late.
Be on time. Is that one of the list?
That's right.
Yes. In fact, it says exactly that, being on time. And somebody else added to that, if you're not early, you're late.
It's true.
Jason said, being
True
on
that.
time is huge. Takes no talent whatsoever.
Zero.
Zero talent. But will absolutely help you in your music career, being on time.
100%.
If you're somebody that's late, you will be known as somebody who is late. Oh, yeah, Tony, he's always late.
Yeah,
Not
that
you.
guy's terrible.
Be on time, says Rick, too. And, yeah, Scott said punctuality. Yes. And like Dave said, his rehearsals at 6, be ready to play at 6. Not set up at 6. Not
Agreed.
show up at 6:10, say, oh, there was traffic. There's
Right.
always going to be traffic. Plan for the fact that there's going to be traffic.
Yeah, and if you know that one person in your band's going to be late because they work late or they're going to show up late for whatever reason, everyone else can still be there on time, and you can do things with that while you're waiting
Right.
to be productive, right? Efficient, effective, good use of your time.
Right. So that is correct. And people jump in and out of this, but Kay is somehow got on your live stream. However, it's interesting so far. Are you going to play some music? Very new here, so I hope I'm not being rude in asking that. No, we don't play music here, Kay. We talk about music. We talk about musicians and, wisdom or it's dumb. So hang around, Kay. Maybe you'll like it.
And Steve will
Okay.
sing a song at the end for those who are looking for music.
This is a good one that Scott just said, and I don't think it's on my list. It's kind of falls under a subcategory of one of my lists. What's on the list? But you got 2 so far. Nice going. 2 for 2. So what you got next? 10 things that require zero talent.
Be responsible and dependable.
Be responsible
And dependable.
and dependable.
Take zero talent to make sure that you get to the gig on time, that you don't not show up for the gig, just another thing that falls in time with kind of being on time, being responsible,
Yeah.
being dependable. They're all kind of in the same wheelhouse. Being prepared is part of that. I'd say another thing is bring a positive attitude.
Bring a positive attitude is your next guess.
Yes, it is.
And I'd have to say,
That's right.
having a positive attitude takes zero talent, but will get you far.
A lot further than a negative attitude will.
Yes, and
You know?
working with other people. That's part of being prepared. I think Adam said maintain your gear and keep it organized.
Yep. I know something that's not on that list. I bet you it's not on that list, but it's just as equally as important, is to maintain your vehicle.
Yeah, that sometimes does take talent. You might need to know something about cars to
No, I
do
just
it.
mean like get your oil changed on a regular basis and, rotate your tires and just, if you don't have a dependable vehicle, you can't be dependable. So it all kind of falls back to, different categories, right? I think you have categories on this top 10 list as I'm starting to get into it now of like some personal behaviors that you need to have, then some professional behaviors that you need to have, and then some just basic things that you need to have. Like you said, like backup gear, extra strings, extra sticks, heads, like things
That's
so
all
that
part of being prepared. Yeah.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'd say like each thing falls into like its own kind of, the general
Yes.
categories with a lot of subdivisions within
Yeah,
them.
you could break these down into all
Yeah.
these into a lot of little subcategories.
But this is just top 10, like doesn't take any talent. And these are all things
General,
you can
no
do. Right?
talent,
General.
and will help you in your quest. So you're 3 for 3. What you got next?
How about, and this is personal or this is for bands?
It's more of a personal, and they're things that can help you anywhere in life, really, or with any job. But general things that will definitely help you in your band situation, but can help you in other places as well.
How about be respectful of your other band members?
Let's see. Okay, that is good, but that's not on this list. But I would put that probably under having a positive attitude.
Okay, Steve, we can do that.
But Chonk chimed in and said hygiene. Take
Yeah,
zero talent
Takes 0 talent.
and will
yes.
help you in your quest. Yes, so that's very good.
What about dressing the part?
That is not on
Stage
this list.
attire.
Not on the list.
Because I know a big,
Part of being prepared. That's all under being prepared.
no, I don't know about that because I could come prepared but be wearing cargo shorts and sandals, and if nobody says anything to me about it, maybe I think it's okay. I'm still prepared, right?
Right.
So just something to think about.
Okay.
How you present.
All right. Time Machine said you can always offer encouragement rather than criticism, and
Yes, that is the positive attitude.
that is excellent. Take zero talent, but I'm trying to see if it's on this list. That kind of falls under some couple things on this list. So, but that's a good one.
That is a good one. Because if you say to the guy, Steve, this is like the third practice you've shown up to and you just don't know your shit. Like this is bullshit, man. You're wasting everybody's time. No, time out. Say, hey, Steve, I've observed that you're not as prepared as everyone else is, and I would like if you could take that into consideration for the next time, because we've all spent a great deal of time to come prepared tonight, and we expect the same level of commitment from you.
There you go. That's very good.
Right? So get your shit together or you're fucking out of the band.
Right. Jason said tape, wrap, or cover cables, avoid trip hazards, and maintain a clean, functional workspace. Takes zero talent. Will definitely help you. But this is more like...
How about practice?
Yeah, Chunk said practice. Oops.
But not just as a band, but as an individual, too.
Clear communication takes zero talent. That is excellent. And Time Machine said amen, Tony.
Yeah.
All right, so what else you got? So far, we have a positive attitude, being on time, being prepared. Okay, what else you got? Some of these you kind of are
skirted around a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a way you're saying it, maybe. But there's things that I know you know all of these things, and you talk about all these type of things when you send out your thoughts for the day.
Yeah, I mean, positive attitude, encourage others, believe in yourself, practice, discipline, bring your best, right? Be the best that you can be to the situation. Those would be the things that I would be thinking about. Because the other things that don't require zero talent necessarily, but it's like, we've kind of touched on them, right? Like make sure your gear's in order, make sure all your shit works, be to the gig on time, be dependable, Be prepared for practice. Be prepared for gigs. Bring a positive attitude. Support each other. Go ahead, Steve. Give me a couple more, and we'll
Okay.
embellish them.
Yes. Okay. The next one on the list. And by the way, I did not write this list. I found this list.
Yeah, and I clearly did not see it before the show.
Right. Yeah, right. So the next thing on this list is making an effort. And making an effort is definitely something that doesn't take any talent, but will certainly help you in your endeavors, whatever they may be. Because you can tell the difference between somebody who's not trying and somebody who is really putting that extra something into whatever it is they're doing. It's very clear, and the results don't lie.
Yeah, and it's the passion and caring that you have for what you're working on, right? That motivates us to be our best that we can be, you know?
Yes. Chung said to poop before the gig. I always recommend the peeing part, not the pooping part. Clear communication, Donna said too, and that is definitely true. Jason said have a contract. Doesn't take talent, bro, but it does take some know-how to like, okay, what do we need a contract for? How do we get a contract drawn up?
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah.
But it is a good pointer because I think that a lot of cover bands operate on a handshake deal, you know? Mm-hmm. And when a club is double booked, the band that's getting bumped is the band that doesn't have a contract. This has been my experience in the past, you know? It's been both ways. I've been the band that got bumped because, sorry, we double booked, and the other guy has a contract that I can't get out of. And also, hey, we're double booked, but, you know, you guys have a contract, the other band doesn't.
Right.
But we booked the other band first, so would you be willing to back out of the gig?
Right.
Respectfully, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure that fits under this criteria, Nancy, but she said a unique stage presence, mannerism, sound, etc. have a lot to do with it. That could fall under one of these.
And listen, I wouldn't think we have to adhere to the list. I think everyone's feedback are all really valid points and things that we should take into consideration that are, whether they take talent or not, they're things that maybe people watching are not cognizant of 100%. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate everyone's feedback on that because everyone has a good perspective on a lot of things. We find a lot of common things, but yeah, respect's definitely one of them.
Yeah, treat everyone at the gig with respect, sure. Okay, so I'll give you another one, and then you're going to have to try and
keep guessing. Okay,
guess more because so far now we have positive attitude, being on time, making an effort, being prepared. Okay, next one, having high energy. Takes no talent, and you can do that in any work, any job. You walk in and say, you have a big smile on your face, good morning, everybody, and you're in a good mood. Your vibration is high. Doesn't take any talent, doesn't take any time, doesn't cost you any money, but will help everything around you.
100%. It'll also influence the energy around you.
Right, like a ripple of water.
Yeah, you'll start to excite the vibrations of those around you with your energy. It will stir up that same energy that exists within them that maybe they're not, you know, captively trying to harness, or they're not aware of bringing it to the surface. But maybe your energy wakes it up in them, and they become, because you listen, and we can all relate to that, right? I mean, me as a drummer, I'm always high energy. It's just the way I am. It's just the way I play, right? So I bring that to the whatever situation we're playing in. And I never realized it like when I was younger until I got older, and guys would say like, "Oh man, love your energy," or like, "Great energy that you brought to the gig," you know? And you notice that it's like guys that aren't maybe playing with high energy, when they're in a high energy environment, if you got one or two guys that are high energy, the band automatically starts to morph into that high energy, you know?
Exactly.
But not everybody's a high energy guy, you know, like if you have a very stoic guitar player, you know, or bass player who's just kind of laid back hanging out, it could be chaos and fury on the stage. Doesn't necessarily mean that guy's going to start moshing around, you know? He
right. But high energy,
slightly more, motivated than he was before.
high energy doesn't necessarily mean being more active, more physically active or anything. High energy just means having a high vibe, just having a positive, high vibration about you, and where people can feel it. That's not. It's obvious.
And listen, we all know people that are like that, right? Like, we all know people that are like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" "Yeah, it's going pretty good, man. How about you?" Or "Hanging in there, man." Yeah,
That's right. That's
Or
what you do. Like Time Machine said, it's interesting how some people are resistant to that type of energy. I avoid them at all costs.
Yes, indeed, you do, because then they'll start to suck your energy out of you.
Right.
But if
there
but
are
if,
energy vampires out there.
yes, but if
Beware.
you're hyped up, and not hyped up like fake all the time, like, "Steve, how's it going, man? What's going? Yeah, what's up, Brad?" You're all like
Right.
being like a dope. But
Right.
some people are just like that, all amped up to begin with. But if
Right.
you're just positive and generally like, "What's going on?" Like, "Yeah, excellent." Like, finally at the gig. This is gonna be a great gig today. So excited to play this afternoon gig from 1 to 6. It's gonna be great.
Right.
Stuff like that.
This is why I go over these lists here, so I can remind myself of these things.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And,
Right.
and like you reminded me as well.
I would
Okay.
say, you know what? Something that takes zero talent. Be grateful.
Grateful is a great one. It's not on this list, but I absolutely agree.
We need to revamp that list, dude.
It's, again, not my list, just a list I
know.
found.
I got you.
Okay, so now, so far, we have positive attitude, being on time, making an effort, being prepared, and having high energy. So we got 5 left.
5 left, huh?
Yes.
Woo!
I mean, this is going to be obvious when you.
Yeah,
wait, did I say this one? I don't remember. Can we rewind the tape and see?
What was that, Steve?
Okay. Well, some of these, when I say, you're going to be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah,
Like I
I'm
knew that.
sure that the next 5 are going to be like, "Oh, of course, right?" But like you're overthinking it and not trying to pick the low-hanging fruit,
Right. Go for low-hanging fruit. Things that take zero talent that will help you in your career, your band situation, your life. Should I play the Jeopardy music?
No, it's not going to help. I've already exhausted all my things that I think are important to go through. So,
Well, you kind of probably said one of these already, sort of in.
I may have. In other words, the way they're worded might be a little different. But I guess before when I said like, bring your best, like come to the gig, like bring it, like that could be in my mind construed as high energy, right? Like you don't want to.
Or
be
it
there.
could be construed as being.
Dedicated, disciplined.
No, like you love it.
Passionate.
So you're passionate. Being passionate.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
the next one.
Ding, ding, ding. That's right.
That's right.
That takes zero talent, being passionate, and it definitely helps you in your life, in your vibration, in your energy, and in anything you do. Being passionate.
Listen, there's lots of things in life that can help you cross anything that you are involved in,
Right.
right? And it starts with habits, right? Make
Right.
sure your zipper's up. Yeah, it's an important one too.
Takes zero talent for that. Advertising takes zero talent. Actually, no, that takes some talent.
It
Sean,
does. I was gonna say
because
social media and promoting your band, that takes talent.
promoting your band in the Cover Band Central group shows the lack of talent, because that's not where you promote your gigs.
Right. But you can sign up for you your band or both.
Right, it's free.
It's free.
You can be passionate but not out of tune.
That's right. Make
Can't
sure
be
you're
out of
playing.
tune.
How about playing the right key? Does that count?
Yeah, zero talent. It takes some talent for that. Okay, all right, we got to move this along.
Yeah, keep going, Steve. Read them off.
Okay, let me see if I can give you a hint. All right, I'll just read them. It's four.
Well, there's only 3 or 4 left, right? So I mean,
Four. There's four left.
4. Okay,
All right. Did I say doing a little extra?
No, you did not.
Doing a little extra is one on there. Takes zero talent and will definitely help you in your things.
Go the extra mile.
Go the extra mile, above and beyond.
Take the high road.
Yes. Okay.
Path less traveled.
I just knocked that one out. Next one. Using good deodorant. No. Using. I got a fly in front of my face. There you go. Using good body language takes zero talent. You know, stand up straight. Have your shoulders back or
Yeah, be like
back.
at attention when you're playing, you know? I
Good
always
bo-
be drunk like that, Steve.
Right. Good body language.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any
Well,
talent.
I would say look like you're having a good time, like you're enjoying yourself, right? There's nothing worse than going to see a band and the lead singer or guitar player when he's playing, he's just kind of like,
Right.
you know? He's not like, not into it, you know? He might be into it mentally, but physically and you know, from appearances, the audience is going to look up there and be like, dude, that guy does not look like he's having a good time at all. He looks like he's uptight and cranky. Can't have that.
Can't have that.
It's going to
Not
give
on
off the wrong
stage.
vibe. Not on stage.
Not on stage.
Yeah, go in your car and be cranky during the break, then come back out rejuvenated and positive.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, there's 2 more.
Dos mas.
So far, to recap, having a positive attitude takes these things take 0 talent and will help you in your band situation or in life. Having a positive attitude, being on time, making an effort, having high energy, being passionate, using good body language, being prepared, doing a little extra. There's 2 more.
2 more, Steve. 2
I-
more.
We
Items
got
on
14 minutes, so I got to stretch this out.
Yeah, we don't need to spend the next 14 minutes on the last 2 items. Just blow them out, and then we'll talk about something else.
Develop a good rapport with the venue staff. 0 talent will definitely help you, Adam. Good one.
100%. I would say too, you know, come up with a system to remember people's names
Yes.
because that goes a long way in life too. If you can see someone and say, "Hey, Ralph, how you doing, buddy?"
Yes.
Right?
I have a system. What's your system?
My system is when I meet someone and they tell me their name, I just think of someone I know that is the same name as them, and then instantly when I see them, I'm like, "Oh, that's Jeff. That's Steve. That's Tom."
What if it's
because I've already associated it with someone.
a name that you've never heard before?
Like if someone said my name is Anushka Babalu,
Yes.
I would say, "Nice to meet you, Anushka Babalu. I'm Tony Beinert." And then I would come up with some kind of slick thing. I mean, to remember Anushka, I'd think of something that rhymes with that, or I would think of something that, you know, was close to that would trigger that. Because shaking the hand saying, "Steve, hi, Steve, I'm Tony." Like just repeating someone's name a couple of times to think it's going to be in your brain is not always the most successful way to remember someone's name. But if I meet you and you say, "Hi, I'm Steve," and I think, Cover Band Central, Steve Witchell, my friend. Yes, that reminds you, you're Steve. Or if someone said, "My name is Mike," I would think of someone I know as Mike, you know. Or if he said his name was Kurt, I would think of someone I know his name is Kurt. And then I would think immediately like, oh, you know, Kurt, my friend who's an electrician. So now when I see that guy, I'm going to be like, that's the electrician. That's Kurt. So I see him be like, "Kurt, what's up?" And he'll be like, "Hey, man, sorry, I don't remember your name."
Right.
You know? So it's always nice when you can walk around and you know everybody's name and like 2 people out of the 10 that you said hi to know your name.
Right.
You know?
I use a similar method, but it's just about the repetition for me. And I'll associate it with somebody I know with that, but I don't think about it at all. It kind of just happens. But I do the repeating thing. "Hey, Tony, nice to meet you, Tony." And then if we're in conversation, "So, Tony, tell me, what do you do?" "Oh, wow, that's great, Tony." It's, you know. And then when it's over, "Hey, it was great to talk to you, Tony."
I'll be like, "Nice to meet you too, Steve, but my name is Pete." And you'd be like, "What?"
Well, Pete, Tony, all the same. I don't really care.
You're Pete to me.
Okay. So we got 2 left. 2 left.
Yes.
You can't. You got nothing. Got nothing else.
I got nothing, man.
Okay. But you'll agree with these things, and these are things that you've.
I'm
talked
sure
about.
I'll agree with him and say, "Oh, yes, of course, Steve," but I wouldn't. I have nothing coming to mind right now.
Okay. Of the 10 things that require zero talent, being coachable, which will help you in your quest for whatever it is you want to do.
Yes.
People have their egos, you know, and don't like to be told that they're doing something wrong or poorly or could be doing it better. And if you shed that and you just allow yourself to learn and let people show you things and be coachable, you will go far.
100% agree with that. You need to be open-minded and like a sponge, right? You can be established and you can be great and you can be good and you can know that you're good and have confidence in that level, but you do need to not have an ego. And if someone says to you, hey man, like you could have done this differently, or maybe you could try doing that next time, you know, instead of being like, I do it great every time. What are you talking about? You know, of course I know I'm great. No, but if you say like, yeah, okay, cool, let me think about that. And again, you know, in a critique situation like that, there's nothing better or more revealing than if you videotape the band and watch it back together as a band, or put it on a thumb drive and say, hey guys, take this home and watch the last gig. That, you know, 100 people came up to us at the end of the gig and said, oh my God, you guys are the best band we've seen all year. You're the best band at this festival. You're the best band that's played here. You're the guys are the best, right? You can't let that go to your head, because then when you watch back the tape, you say, well, that is certainly not the best, you know, that we could deliver, or I certainly didn't play my best, right? So it's always good to put yourself in check as well. And sometimes it's easier when other people see it and say like, yeah, those background vocals really didn't sound good. We need to work on that together, as opposed to bring it up and someone right away getting their ruffle, you know, their feathers ruffled and saying like, well, how do you know it was me that was singing? Maybe this guy was singing the wrong part, or, you know,
Right.
I noticed you made a bunch of mistakes during that other song, and it's you know, it doesn't. It's like time out, dude. It's not like a tit for tat. Like I'm pointing out these things so that we can have an argument about it. You know, it's like we're pointing out the things to make the band better, to make you better, to make me better. Right? It's all about being better. So you're never going to be your best, you know. And if you think you are your best, then I think you're kind of kidding yourself, right? Because everyone can get better. Even the most world-renowned musicians that you see always say, "I'm always striving to get better." It's always something I could do better.
Yes. Absolutely. Well said. Jamie said when they want more cowbell, you give them more cowbell.
Yes. Bring
Do you
two.
have-
if you need to.
Do you have a cowbell within reach? I see the blocks.
I always have a cow. Oh, cowbells in reach? Oh, have I got cowbells for you, Steve? Is that enough cowbells for you?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's good.
It's good, right?
They're color coded. Real drums.
Thank you.
folks.
Real drums, folks, not a background.
Right.
Real stuff here.
Okay, so the final one, and just to recap, 10 things that take zero talent that will help you in your job, in your band, in your life. Having a positive attitude, being on time, making an effort, having high energy, being passionate, using good body language, being prepared, doing a little extra, being coachable, and the number 10 last answer is having a strong work ethic. And again, I know you'll agree with that, and you talk about it a lot. And a lot of those other things kind of fall under having a good work
They
ethic.
do. This is a very broad-ranged conversation that we could definitely elaborate on episode 179, because these are more like, some of these things are actually like, is it like life type lessons as well?
Yes.
But yes, having a good work ethic. Hey, listen, it's in summary, it's all the things that they said earlier, right? Like if practice starts at 6, don't show up at 6. Be ready to play at 6, right? Come to practice prepared. Be respectful of each other. When you do those things, it's like, think about how much more efficient. Yeah, a corporate sales job, right?
That's true.
But
Yes.
but listen, if you don't treat it as a business, and listen, I can attest to this. If you got, if you're in a band and you say we want to learn 20 new songs, and they're pretty difficult songs, and we can only probably do 2 or 3 at a time, if you have a good work ethic, you could do that in 6 months, maybe even quicker. As opposed to if you're showing up late, I got to leave practice early, Pete wasn't prepared, we can't do that song tonight because I didn't learn the part, or I'm not prepared, so-and-so's not prepared to sing that, so we can only really get through one of the 4 songs tonight that we had planned on doing. It's going to take you like 2 years to learn 20 new songs, So having a good work ethic in that regard as a band will definitely benefit you. And personally, if you dedicate yourself to have a good work ethic to practice, the songs, come prepared, and then work on your chops and stuff separately. You know, and also don't forget about the fact that listening to music too can also help you to become better. Because you may hear things and be like, oh, wow, what was that thing? Listen to that cool riff he just did. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to use that next time. Or you may become inspired to play something differently. And just because you're playing a cover song by ABC Band, you might want to listen to the rest of the album by ABC Band to kind of get the vibe of how that drummer's playing the rest of the songs, right? How he's playing his parts. Because, you know, if we play bands that we're familiar with, like a Van Halen song or a Zeppelin song or any of the other bands that we've listened to over the years growing up, you have a pretty good indication of how you're going to play that song. You know, I'm going to play a Zeppelin song much different than I play a Steely Dan song. You know, I'm still going to bring the energy and I'm going to play it as Tony Beinert, but I'm going to bring the energy that's required for that song, right? You're not going to bring Van Halen energy to Kid Charlemagne, you know?
Right.
So you got to be conscious of that as well.
Right. Which brings us back to my weekend gig coming up where the energy is different during the day than it is during the night. Bourbon Street is very different during the day than it is during the night. It's like they say, and literally it is night and day.
But remember also, we talked about earlier with the energy that you bring to that gig is going to permeate out into that room, right? Exactly.
Yes. So thank you, Adam. He said we're the best. This is a good episode. Thanks, Adam.
Awesome. Thanks,
Appreciate that. People get less drunk during the day, but it is New Orleans and it is the weekend, so you do have a lot of people that drink during the day.
It's true.
But it still is less drunk because at night some people go full tilt.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few full tilters during the day too.
Always is. And when football season starts, there's a lot more people in town.
Yeah.
And it's fun. But I am looking forward to being back playing. I love to play. It's one of my favorite things to do, to play bass.
And I would almost suspect, Steve, that like on a Sunday when football season kicks in, you might have packed crowds in those bars because people piled in for the games, you know?
Yeah. That will definitely Saints games if they're playing during the day, whenever.
But do you find when that happens that the band becomes kind of background music for the games?
Yes. Some people split their time, whatever. It's okay. It's as long as they're there and they're buying drinks and they're having a good time. Because we all kind of...
Yeah, and you're playing and entertaining and getting paid, so it's all good.
And we don't ignore the fact that there's a football game on, so we'll talk about it on the mic. Like, oh, Saints just scored, you know. And we're with the crowd, you know. We're not trying to monopolize the attention.
Turn up, play loud.
But at night we do. We try to monopolize the attention. Thanks, Time Machine. Thank you, buddy.
Awesome,
buddies.
Brother. Have a great
I don't know
week.
what is the Time Machine. Is that a band? Or?
Yes, it's a band.
Okay.
Time Machine.
But I wonder how many of the guys from the band are.
TMB is Time Machine Band, I think.
Okay. Hello from SoCal, Southern California. You just came in and just at the very end. But you can watch this whole replay of this as soon as we're done. It's available on the Cover Band Central Facebook page, in the Cover Band Central Facebook group, and on the Cover Band Central YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. There's a link in the description. Click that link, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're going live. And we need subscribers. We need subscribers in order to do some more things that we want to do. Yes, and there's the whistle for that. Join the website, sign up for a free profile for you, your band, or both. Go to coverbandcentral.com to do that. You can give stars during this broadcast. I forgot to mention it at the top.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're watching on Facebook, you can give stars during this broadcast. And some people may have done that already. If you did, thank you very much. But give stars.
Yeah, give stars, baby.
So you're going to be playing. I'm going to be playing. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week. Make sure you tune in. We do this live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7 p.m. Central Time, or 5 p.m. Pacific Time. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you.
Next time.
Central.